Alright, recording. Indeed. What up? It's Luke. We're going to go over the guitar parts for Punch Up in Immortal, which is a pretty short song, in my view a pretty simple song. But here we go. I'm just going to go riff by riff, and hopefully that'll be the most productive way of going about it. I'm just going to play the first riff up to speed, and we'll just go from there. Alright, so it's definitely a triplet full type riff. What's going on here first is, D standard, then I have 3, then it goes to 6 on the second string, so it's you catch that, it's 6, 5, and 4 on the first string. Alright, so that's the first quarter of the riff. Alright, so that part right there is kind of similar but kind of different. So we have 3, 4, and then 3. Alright, so the first half of the riff goes. Alright, and moving on to the second half, we have so we're at 4. We have 4 going on right here, first string, and then 7 on the second string. So that's 6 to 5 on the third string. And then the second half of that part is alright, so whole entire riff once more last time. Alright, and we're going to play that riff twice before we go into the next one, which is I'm going to play the rhythm part underneath the solo that I do, because you kind of want to have the bass bring out the rhythm and just the general melodic sequence a little bit more. Just so we have 8 right here, and just play it like a power chord I have going on. On the second half, we have 4 to 2 to 3 to 2. Alright, so we played that twice, and then we move on to a very slightly alternated version of that, which is going to be. So I'm just tremolo picking the first half with that. So we have 8 to 8 to 10. Alright, so the riff all together. Alright, so that's a bit heavier of a riff, but what I have going on right here is and then second half, and that's going to be 6, 6, 3, 2. Three, three, three. Alright, so that's that riff right there, and then we're going to change tempos right here and go into a more Gothenburg alternative picking style. So the transitions like... Alright, so right there we've got some weird rhythms, well not really that weird, but I'm just going to go... Alright, so that's 8, 8, 7, 4, 8. And then this chord right here, I have 7, 10, 12, so you can kind of mess around with the notes as you so wish. And then this is probably the largest bitch riff of the song, just because I wrote it originally in a drop tuning, and in standard the fingering is just kind of a pain, but I'll go ahead and try to mess it up. Alright, so with the bass it might be more presumptuous to maybe just follow the basic progression and add in some notes to complement the melody. You don't necessarily have to alternative pick in there with your fingers. I'm not sure how well that works, but I'll just kind of go through to show you what notes I'm working with here so you can kind of make a bass line off that. The basic progression is in 2 parts. It goes from 8 to 7, and I have some notes that I'm kind of alternative picking. It's so is pretty much all the progression's doing, but I'm just going to play the riff up to speed once more. Alright, so that's that, played pretty softly, but we're going to repeat that riff twice and then go into a more melodic section. What I have going on the lead guitar is actually playing more of the progression, but this is not the part that we usually have the bass play. I'll just kind of show you just for shits, but and then the other guitar is really kind of mirroring the keyboards. It's like very simple melody right there. We have 10 to 13 to 12. Alright, sorry if there's somewhat of a delay effect. I think that's the latency I have going on my Cubase right now, but I don't know, the world's a cruel place. So we do that, then we go back into this riff. Yeah, and we play that 2 times, and then we go into just the ending, more heavy type closer we have going on. And I'm going to play what the lead guitar is doing, but that's just for kind of a background. After that I'm going to show you what the rhythm guitar is doing to set it up, but I'm doing this. And the other guitars. And then we go into the breakdown from there. The